When I was a child, my grandmother gave me a music box. Not the kind you'd find in a toy store. It was older than anything I'd ever owned. Hand-carved, stained dark with age, and topped with a porcelain ballerina, no larger than my thumb. She told me it had belonged to her sister, Elise. Elise loved it more than anything, she said. She played it every night before bed, right up until the night she vanished. Vanished. That was the word she used. No one ever found Elise. Just her empty bed and the music box still playing. As a kid, I didn't think much of the story. I kept the box on my dresser. Every night, I wound the little brass key, and the ballerina would twirl to a soft, delicate tune. I even liked the scratches in the song. It made it feel like the melody was struggling to remember itself. But on the night of my 13th birthday, something changed. The ballerina didn't spin. The tune dragged, like it was being slowed down by something heavy, and beneath the melody, I heard something else. Breathing. Soft, slow, but definitely there. Not mine, not anyone's in the room. I leaned closer, and the music box whispered, "Let me out." I slammed it shut, threw it in the attic, told myself it was a trick of my imagination. Years passed, I forgot, until last week, after my grandmother died. Her house was cold and quiet when I went to pack up her things. And there, on the nightstand in her bedroom, sat the box, open. No ballerina inside, just a mirror new, flawless, like it hadn't aged a day. I leaned in, and there she was, Elise, still 7 years old, still wearing her nightgown, staring back at me from the other side of the glass. She smiled and said, "I've been waiting for you." I found her at a yard sale, an old, ragged doll with glass eyes that seemed to follow you no matter where you stood. Her dress was faded, but she had an undeniable charm, so I bought her. That night, I placed the doll on a shelf in my bedroom. She was cute, in a creepy way, and I figured she'd add some character to the room. But as soon as I turned off the light, I heard it, a soft scratching noise. At first, I thought it was just the house, maybe the wind. But the scratching continued, moving closer to my bed. I pulled the covers over my head, telling myself I was being paranoid. The next night, I left the doll on the shelf again. As I lay in bed, I heard the same scratching noise. But this time, it wasn't just coming from the shelf, it was under the bed. I couldn't bring myself to look. I was frozen, just staring at the ceiling, hoping it would stop. The scratching turned into a faint scraping sound, followed by the unmistakable sound of a soft giggle. It was coming from the doll, so I grabbed the doll off the shelf and tossed it into the closet, slamming the door shut. I thought that would end it. But when I woke up the next morning, the doll was sitting on my bed, staring at me with her glassy eyes. And written in red on the wall behind her were the words, "You forgot me."